Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedito. Always open, always local.
Ahead on primetime, multiple food vendors at a Tamuning shopping center food court are forced to close up shop. AGababa serves up the latest on what public health inspectors came across. Plus, more corrections officers and others accused in a major prison contraband bust answered to the charges in local court. And there was a lot of action at the Western Resort Guam in Tumon today. We'll show you why the Guam Fire Department was on the scene.
Hafa day and good evening.
We begin with a health alert. Public Health confirming 4 food stalls at the Guam Premier Outlets food court shut down after inspectors found rodent and cockroach infestations. The news coming just midday today, just minutes before the lunch hour.
But as AGababa reports, the establishments are working to clean up.
The complaint was received Tuesday morning.
About one particular establishment, apparently they had seen rodents. So when they went to do the inspection, they did find that there was, according to the report, rodent infestation. That can mean any number of things, but if you see one, you generally expect to see more.
Signs of a rodent infestation led to the closure of China Walk at 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Meanwhile, similar findings at additional food establishments led to the closures of Imperial Garden and Mongo Mongo at 6 p.m. that same evening. However, Department of Public Health and Social Services Director James Gillen says, aside from the rodent issue, the affected establishments did not have enough demerits to warrant closure. Meanwhile, Guam Premier Outlets General Manager Monty Mesa said tenants are now working on corrective action with health officials.
That's something that we don't want to be compromised by any of our tenants, especially our restaurants. So they're working on that now, along with the public health, so that they can get them re-inspected and, of course, bring them up to compliance.
Gillen says because of a shortage of inspectors at Public Health, the department relies heavily on tips from the local community. The department currently has a shortage of roughly 49 inspectors needed to fully comply with all local and federal mandates. He said raising fees could be one solution to bringing more inspectors on board.
So it's kind of a hard issue to deal with. You raise the fees, and it's usually the working person who pays most of the fees. But unless we find another source of funding for these additional 49, we're going to continue to just be reactive rather than proactive.
He adds a second inspection was conducted at GPO today. There were no additional closures as of news time. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm AGababa.
Late this afternoon, Public Health confirmed a 4th vendor was shut down. Ajiichi Japanese restaurant received a D rating and was closed due to cockroach infestation. The inspections continue on Thursday. Strapped for cash with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of drugs strapped to his thighs. One Chinese passenger busted with smuggling the drug ice into Guam is sentenced in federal court today. While the crime is serious, the court listened to the defendant's compelling backstory and offered leniency as a result. Assistant Federal Public Defender Leilani Lujan made a compelling case for the court. Lujan stating, quote, "It's a horrible thing with a good intention," end quote. Her client, 33-year-old Chi Heng Long, hung his head low. With the help of a Chinese interpreter, he begged for mercy. Quote, "I made a stupid mistake. I'm begging Your Honor, if you allow me back home, I will be a good citizen," he stated. Though Leong faced up to 20 years behind bars, the court ordered he serve just under 4 years in jail with credit for time served. Back in April, Leong arrived to the Guam airport from Hong Kong, but he wouldn't make it past customs drug detector dogs. Underneath his clothes, Leong was carrying close to 1,000 grams of the drug ice strapped to his thighs. According to defense, Leong was desperate to help pay for his sickly grandfather's surgery and agreed to smuggle drugs into Guam in exchange for 40,000 Hong Kong dollars. That's just over 5,100 US dollars. Once on island, the plan was to wait for a phone call from an unidentified person to pick up the drugs. The court showed sympathy after hearing Lung's grandfather had passed away while he was incarcerated in Guam. Quote, "So all for nothing?" Chief Judge Francis Tidinco Gatewood asked. Defense agreed. Defense further explained that Lung was simply a mule in the drug operation and played no major role. Valued up to $800 per gram, Lung's arrest resulted in the seizure of close to $725,000 of the drug ice, with a 95% purity level. Although others were named in court documents, no other arrests have been made. The investigation, the government noted, remains open.
Now to the Department of Corrections officers who stand accused in an alleged scheme to smuggle contraband into the prison. Several guards returned to court to answer to the charges. Today, prison leaders also confirming at least 2 of them quit their jobs.
Corrections officers Edward Crisostomo and Frankie Roslin are out. DEPCOR leadership telling KUAM the 2 officers resigned from the department. This as the duo face criminal charges for their alleged involvement in a major contraband investigation at the prison. Both are indicted on charges of promoting major prison contraband and official misconduct. Crisostomo also faces charges of receiving bribes and possession of a Schedule II controlled substance. Roslin pleaded not guilty in court last week. Crisostomo, along with Fermin Maritita, who was the first officer to resign following the contraband bust, pleaded not guilty in local court today, along with DPW employee Ronald Menno and Rosalina Hogg. Also in court today, DOC officer Jerome St. Nicholas and inmate Sean Paul Johnson. Arraignment for the 2 is continued for next week as the court had to appoint them new legal representation. Crisostomo, Maritita, Menno, and Hogg are scheduled to return to court tomorrow before Judge Vern Perez. The others accused, including Roslin, DOC Lieutenant Jeff Limo, and Jerry Hogg, are set to be back in court on Friday, as defense attorneys are looking to sever their cases.
What's next for accused murderer Alan AGababa? That will be discussed in Judge Maria Senzon's courtroom in a hearing set for Thursday afternoon. AGababa could be tried again for the 3rd time, or the case could be dismissed. As reported, the jury was deadlocked. 11 jurors determined AGababa was not guilty and 1 guilty for aggravated murder. For the lesser included charge of murder, jurors again divided, 5 not guilty and 7 guilty. Jurors were discharged as a result. Again, AGababa is accused of killing his mother, Shelley Bernstein, 4 years ago to collect her death benefits. Last month's trial was his 2nd time to face a jury. Jurors from his 2014 trial also failed to reach a unanimous decision. Thursday's hearing is set for 2 p.m.
The young man who died earlier this week after being hit by a car in Barrigada has been identified as 25-year-old Michael Stephen Cruz. Cruz, who suffered from a mental disability, died from a broken neck and back. The autopsy, which was performed on Tuesday, showed his manner of death was accidental. Limited information was released about this case, only that it occurred early Monday morning along Route 8 by the Palm Ridge Hotel.
The man pulled out of Tumon waters over the weekend for a reported drowning was a Korean tourist. According to Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Aurelio Espinola, Jian Li died from asphyxia due to a near drowning. Li was pulled out of the waters along Loti Hotel. He was 57 years old.
What was the latest show of force off the tension-filled Korean peninsula? U.S., South Korean, and Japanese military planes conducted their first ever joint nighttime combat training mission Tuesday night. According to a statement from the U.S. Air Force, 2 B-1B Lancer bombers flew from Anderson Air Force Base to take part in the mission. The planes were deployed from Ellsworth Air Base in South Dakota. The Air Force says the continuous bomber presence missions ensure the U.S. and key allies have a credible capability to respond to a variety of threats throughout the region. Guam, of course, was under threat of a missile attack by North Korea just this past August. President Trump has warned Pyongyang of the dire consequences of any attack against the U.S. and its territories.
If you were around the Tumon area, you may have noticed the spectacle of fire trucks and rescue personnel.
Well, not to be alarmed, it was all part of an exercise carried out by the Guam Fire Department for Fire Prevention Week. Valerie Maege has the story.
If you didn't know any better, you were probably thinking there was a real emergency at the Westin Resort in Tumon. As part of the Guam Fire Department's Fire Prevention Week, GFD conducted a fire drill at the hotel. The simulation started off with a call from resort staff for a fire and an injured person. Shortly after rescue personnel showed up, they made their way to the 10th floor of the hotel. Meanwhile, guests and staff were being evacuated and hotel traffic rerouted. Finally, firefighters could be seen rappelling from the 10th floor of the building, and it was more than just that. They were trying to carry a victim to safety on the ground below. The victim, another firefighter we overheard happily volunteering to play the role when he said, quote, "I trust my guys," end quote. Acting GFD Fire Chief Joey Sinicolas says he's proud of how his crew responded.
I think they did excellent. Everybody showed up, very professional, very proficient, technically and tactically smart in everything that they have to do. So nobody got hurt, and that's the most important piece. So, at the very least, we took safety into very strong consideration in everything that we do.
Sinicolas says they will continue to run drills and exercises in an effort to stay on top of their game.
We always like to say that we always want to improve. So we're going to go back, do a new after-action report, and see where we can make those tweaks and improve for the next big incident or next exercise.
As Fire Prevention Week continues, a static display with both local and federal fire agencies participating is ongoing this hour at the Chamorro Village. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Valerie Maige.
Thanks, Val. And you can watch more of Val and the rest of our social media team's coverage of the exercise on our Facebook page.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens, it's a beautiful day. We rely on the people we trust, it's a beautiful, who we can always count on. And the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, health care that's always there for you.
At ITNE and get double data on the network that gives you more.
It's Hyundai's Kickoff the Savings event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Score big, save big with the all-new redesigned Hyundai Sonata Hybrid. Gain those extra yards with up to 45 miles per gallon highway and an introductory savings of $4,500. Or check out Guam's best offensive line, like a new Accent starting at $11,995, or the new Elantra starting at $16,995. How about the new Tucson starting at $19,995? Plus, every new Hyundai gets Guam's best warranty. It's Hyundai's Kickoff the Savings event at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adaki Itano program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Sida Smaasi Matson.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Welcome back. 2 school lockdowns after bullets found on school grounds over the past few weeks. So what is the Guam Department of Education doing to deter contraband on campus? According to Deputy Superintendent Erica Cruz, the use of mesh bags at middle and high schools is one deterrence method used by school officials. However, students have raised concerns about how mesh bags affect their personal belongings during the rainy season.
The assumption is that you can see through the mesh bags and students aren't able to hide contraband or alcohol or whatever it may be to bring into the schools. So at this point, we've been working with our IBOGs, our student leaders from the high schools, and they brought up the need to revisit the use of mesh bags, and that's where we're currently at. We're currently working with the IBOGs.
We should add mesh bags are implemented on all school-by-school basis depending on the recommendation of the school principal and are currently required by 7 schools. Cruz says additional methods used to find or deter contraband include random, blanket, and reasonable suspicion searches.
Guam DOE Superintendent John Fernandez is back from a recent trip to the Aloha State. There, he participated in the Regional Educational Laboratory Program Conference. The annual meeting includes superintendents from districts throughout the Pacific region, with this year's meeting focusing on how best to prepare students for college success. Deputy Superintendent Erica Cruz says the meeting typically discusses regional issues ranging from teacher shortages to relevant educational studies. She adds this year's meeting also included representatives from the University of Guam and the Guam Community College.
Well, more room for activities. The Department of Agriculture cut the ribbon this morning, signifying the completion of the department's newly expanded wildlife building. The $309,000 project was funded through a U.S. Fish and Wildlife grant and includes a second floor with 8 additional offices, a computer, locker, technician, and conference room. Director Matt Sablon says the expansion will accommodate the growth in wildlife staff needed to handle federal and local issues, especially with the increased activity by the Department of Defense.
Today's youth need to get ready for an upcoming 4th Industrial Revolution. That's the message from Junior Achievement Asia Pacific President Vivian Lau. She's here for the JA Symposium that will focus on how young people should prepare in order to excel in a generation which many predict will be dominated by robots and artificial intelligence.
What we believe to be critical 21st century skills is the social intelligence, the emotional intelligence, the human intelligence that enable us to connect with each other. So that means it's empathy. It also means that critical thinking and problem-solving skills would really define what makes us human and what really help us to drive the whole 4th Industrial Revolution forward.
Lau addressed the Northern Guam Rotary Club on Wednesday and is the keynote speaker for Guam's first ever Junior Achievement Symposium on Thursday at the Hyatt. The theme is Your Future Unleashed.
It's something all members of the community can do. Keep Guam beautiful. In this week's Think Green, Valerie Maige shares the story and efforts being done by one woman who now calls the island home.
When Megan Macalanes Hernandez moved to Guam 2 years ago, she fell in love with the island and its beauty. Hernandez is a maintenance worker for the National Park Service on Guam, and when she went through her first international coastal cleanup 2 years ago, she was even more inspired to continue doing work to keep the island beautiful, starting the Keep Guam Beautiful initiative.
I moved here in June 2015 to work for this national park, and that fall was my first international coastal cleanup on Guam. And when I saw that there were thousands of people, I mean, this year we had over 5,000 people come out all over the island, I knew that there were people that wanted the opportunity to volunteer more regularly.
Keep Guam Beautiful is celebrating its 2nd anniversary on Guam this Saturday with their monthly cleanups.
We do this every month on every 2nd Saturday. It's from 9 a.m. to noon. All ages are welcome. We ask that people wear closed-toed shoes and bring a water bottle that they can refill at our water station.
Hernandez says they will be working the coastline between the Asan River and over into the Pidi area. She also says they'll be working to clean up areas in and around where the lemai trees stand at the national park.
The mayors really appreciate it. Our park employees really appreciate it because that's our job as maintenance employees, to pick up the trash. And it's a lot of time and effort to do that if it were just us. So our volunteers are very much appreciated.
She says the community needs to understand the importance of how everything we do impacts our environment.
So when we leave trash on the beach, plastics break down, and we're now finding these little nanoplastics that are in the fish that we eat and are getting into our systems too. And all of this connects to our own personal health as well as the health of the ocean, the wildlife, everything.
For this week's Think Green, I'm Valerie Maige.
And the cleanup takes place this Saturday at Assam Beach from 9 a.m. to noon.
Double D is next with sports.
From the network that brought you up to 3 times more data comes the dawn of a new data. The epic story of Guam's only network brave enough to give 10 free gigs of bonus data on every line every month to customers who bundle their services. Reviewers are calling the offer totes awesome, best deal ever, and yes.
Visit gta.net for details.
Hi, Dad.
Warm up with the new Peking pork. Delicious crisp pork chop bites with hand-cut bell peppers and onions, wok-tossed in a sweet and sour glaze. New at Panda Express, where good fortune smiles.
Are Mom and Dad here yet?
Not yet. We didn't get our lane.
We gotta stop for cash. I forgot my card.
Just use your phone.
Right. Forgot your Bank of Hawaii debit card? No problem, because now you can get cash with your phone with cardless cash from Bank of Hawaii. Introducing Cardless Cash. Download the Bank of Hawaii app today. Welcome to tomorrow.
In every moment I capture, I take note of every little detail, every tiny spark, every single word, every second of a moment, every hour of a day. I always give enough love to make these little things come together. Then I take note of how I made bigger things happen.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. We start the show off tonight with news out of the Triple J Ford Guam National Youth Football Federation with our segment we call Playmakers, featuring the Guam Raiders. Check it out.
GNYFF Playmakers, presented by Triple J Ford Youth Football League. Strength, commitment, community.
My name is Jacob Mendiola. I play for the Guam Raiders. My position is defense. Noah Fulo. I play for Guam Raiders. My position is defense. My team is awesome because we are families. What I learned from my coaches is teamwork. My favorite LLL team, Raiders. My favorite NFL is Raiders. I want to be a fisherman. When I grow up, I want to be a soldier. My name is Jian Li. My division is Manha, and my team name is Guam Raiders, and my two position is defensive corner.
My favorite NFL team is the New England Patriots.
When I grow up, I want to be in the Air Force. When I grow up, I'm going to be in the NFL.
My name is Analia Kichita. I play for the Guam Raiders Matua Division. I am a defensive corner.
My name is Eric Cruz. I play for the Guam Raiders Matua Division. I'm offensive guard.
What makes our team awesome is that we all treat each other like family and we work as a team.
Football is important to me because I get exercise.
A valuable lesson I learned from my coaches is that to never give up and to push myself to the best of my abilities.
My favorite team is the Oakland Raiders.
My future dream is to be in the military.
Local motocross racer Tim Wendon will be representing Guam at the OCR World Championships in Canada. Wendon was the overall top finisher from Trent's Challenge with a blazing time of 48:40. He does his strength training at Custom Fitness and running over at the Guam International Raceway track, the home of Trent's Challenge.
I think it's great that that people get to go off island to compete, in any sport, and it really, when you come back, you can talk to other people and gauge where you are at internationally. I'm going to be in the pro division, so that's going to be a little frightening, really. I don't really consider myself a pro, more of just a keen amateur. So it's going to be interesting racing against professional guys that are out there to really win this thing. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun.
Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
Take on the unexpected with a car that could stop for you. Nissan Safety Shield Technologies, available in the Altima, Sentra, and Maxima.
GU Self-Storage, Guam's newest and largest storage facility with the island's largest variety of storage unit sizes to meet customer demands. Our facility applies the most advanced access and security surveillance system, including the state-of-the-art Easy Code phone app. Keep what's important to you safe and secure with fully covered loading and unloading area in a fully climate-controlled facility. We offer professional packing, pickup, and delivery of your storage items and complimentary use of hand truck, appliance dollies, and pallet jacks, and offer ADA accessible units. For our customer convenience, we offer access to our on-site business center, conference room, and mail hub services. Call our friendly and professional management team at 648-7867 to learn more about our flexible month-to-month lease options with best rates starting as low as $50. GU Self-Storage, located next to McDonald's in Harmon, the old GPA building.
It's back and bigger than ever. The big deal is going on now at Triple J. 0 down, 1.9% financing plus a $500 Kmart gift certificate. Save big with deals like the Ford F-150 at $266 per paycheck, the Mazda CX-3 at $154, the Kia Optima at $169 per paycheck, or the Honda Accord at $193 per paycheck. Stop by today or visit us online at triplejguam.com and see print ads for details. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. Triple J, 33 years of putting customers first.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Alan St. Nicholas, happy birthday to my husband Alan St. Nicholas from your wife Gloria. Nicole Cruz, happy birthday, love the family. Happy birthday, Tone Ross from your 2 kids and family. Madison Collette, happy 2nd birthday. Keith Torres, happy 35th birthday, love Carol and the family. Gianna Faji Blas, we love you from Mom, Dad, Teresa, Chloe, Ani, and the rest of the family. Jenna Elise LG Onslaught, happy 22nd birthday. You are so loved. Love your friends and family.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please remember to include with your name, your photo, and your birth date so we can celebrate you.
And that's going to do it for us here in the news desk, but stay tuned. Bree's next with Extra.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Howdy, everybody. I'm Sabrina Salas Matanani with more news and a little extra. We kick things off as we do every Wednesday with the Culture Club. Here's Jonah Gonjarfris.